You can do
Oh,
it directly from this event. I thought we were going to have to leave this meeting and then,
Site cannot be reached. Well, that's interesting.
oh, that's
that's
meeting
not,
is now streaming live on custom live streaming service.
you're live right now.
I don't know if we're live right now.
Where
Well,
to?
we'll find out. I'll look at my own profile and I'll tell us.
It
Oh,
says
mine's
this is
live.
recording as well.
My Facebook live is live, or my Facebook is live.
It is?
Mhm.
Oh, let me refresh mine. Oh, so is mine.
My
Yep.
Insta is not live. Well, maybe I am, but yeah, our Insta is not live.
So
Check
how?
the old LinkedIn here.
That's the one I didn't know how to do the live on.
Like we put our streaming keys in, but
Yep. So it might just be Facebook.
did
Let's
you
say I
check
don't.
your Insta to see?
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
But I don't know how to tell if I'm looking at Insta if it is live or not, other than when I'm doing it live on my phone.
I
So
know. I know. I just checked my profile. I'm like, what else do I do?
yeah, but I see it streaming there, and it says it's streaming to Instagram on here, and it says
So
it's
maybe it is, and we just can't see ourselves.
Mine says it's streaming to LinkedIn too. I just don't know where to see it.
Okay, we look so stupid. Let's just start. Okay.
this is
I,
why next time we're gonna do the studio.
We're already drunk, guys.
I
Yes,
sell real estate, not figure out live streams.
that's true. That's true.
Mm,
That is factual. All right.
keeps refreshing
Um,
JJ
until I
went
see
live
it.
early. I didn't even have my lighting set up properly.
well, figured might as well go and go live early and work out the kinks since this will be the first time we're trying to stream to multiple platforms
Yep,
and see how it goes.
I can get down with that.
And then maybe next week we'll stream to more platforms and we'll do a
And maybe
studio.
my Instagram will work. That was the one I was most excited about. Maybe
Yeah,
it did work and maybe we just can't see it. Who knows?
on the dashboard over here, it says it's unable to connect to mine for whatever reason, but it says on yours that it is streaming.
Okay.
And I can click view on Instagram, see what it goes to. But I don't know how I just go to an Instagram page and it doesn't say that it's live.
All
That's
right,
why.
let's just get this rolling.
All right. I'm gonna pull up my
Bossy Sandy driving the train.
that's usual.
Driving the train, you can only go where the track goes, Sandy.
Oh yeah. All right. That's not gonna work for me.
You need to drive a boat. You can go anywhere.
Well, can
Yes.
I? In a
You can
boat?
Yeah,
fly
Really?
plane.
How about
I
a
wish I
there
tank?
you
could go
go.
up, down, left, right, everywhere.
A
There you
tank's
go.
more my style.
Tank sounds about right. Just blowing stuff up. Blowing stuff up. All
All
right.
right, cool. Well, welcome to our live stream of our virtual mixer slash Epic Explained. I'm Sandi Burnett slash that broker girl. Um, and I'm here with Matt Clark and JJ Johannes. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves though.
You go first, Matt.
I was gonna say we'll go by age. You're older, so you can go
Oh
first.
my gosh. Did you do
Oh,
shots before you started? My gosh. All right.
it's true. JJ's really old, you guys.
I'm the oldest one on this call by like a lot of years. That's sad. All right, JJ Johannes, the Johannes Group, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City market. I don't know what you want to know besides that. Oldest person on this call. There we go.
By a lot.
By
Yeah,
a
by a
lot.
lot. Am I the youngest?
Oh crap, I'm next. Yeah. So again, Sandi Burnett, that broker girl. I have been licensed since 2016. I'm out of the Quad Cities, Iowa and Illinois. And Yeah, basically that's all I've accomplished in my life. So, Matt, take it away.
Hey, shout out to Annie Bradford. I see that. Oh, Robbie's on too. Good to see both of you. Annie, one of my faves. Robbie, potentially new agent. Good to see you on the stream, bud. Um, yeah, my name is Matt Clark, the youngest person on this call. Uh, although, do I want to tell my age? Is that bad?
You probably do because you want to brag.
He's
I'm not.
like 17.
No, I'll be 40 this year though. Um, yeah, I've been in real estate 7 years, full time. Worked initially at JJ's independent brokerage. And when I left, it was so devastating, he closed the doors. So isn't that how that went? I left and you're like, screw it, Matt's gone.
That is,
We're closing
that's
the
No,
how I
doors.
remember the story, actually.
Matt made me so broke that how broke did he make you? I had to leave. I had to shut the doors. Tim and I had to
Uh,
shut the doors.
it's not
And you
entirely
guys are
inaccurate.
actually going to hear the real story later, so don't worry.
Yeah, well, we'll talk a little bit more about the actual reason that moved. But yeah. All right, since you guys, I didn't know what your guys' introduction was going to be. All right, so I've been in real estate 21 years. Hate to say that, but that dates me a little bit. Before that, technology, and from launching a for sale by owner service to getting my real estate license to running an independent broker with Tim Schibring for, let's see, 2014, 2009, 5+ years where we had 20 agents, and then move over to EXP and now at Epic. So that's a little bit of
Um,
my background.
so I have been licensed since 2016. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, so I specialize in, all things VA, veterans, helping veterans and military. Um, and I also own a virtual assistant company, and I also, specialize like highly on the marketing and digital marketing side of things. Okay, cool. Oh,
All
and
right.
Holly says that she sees me on. Holly, let me know if you see me on Instagram. That's what I'm like concerned about. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Gonna
So do you
ruin
want
her
to
night if she's not
share
on Instagram.
the slides?
Would you like to see the slides?
I want to see
All
the
right.
slides.
All right, let's.
JJ did a great job on these slides, you guys.
Yeah, they probably won't work.
The tech guy can't seem to get it rolling.
Hey, I've never. Where did it go? No, it did. It literally, I had it up and then
Oh,
it
wait, what we should do
moved.
is we should say what we're drinking though.
Yes. Go
While
first.
we buy JJ some time.
No, I had it. It just, when I did the full screen, it just kind of moved stuff on me. So, anyway, go ahead. What are you
I
drinking?
am drinking a vodka soda out of my Alexa take out the trash glass.
Does that work?
Well, I'm an Apple girl, so no. There's no
Oh,
Alexas in my house, but it's a cute term.
All right, I'll go next. I'm drinking a Crown Royal and Dr. Pepper. And I have refills to the side off camera in case I need to drink a lot more because of how much fun they're going to make of me, how old I am, I guess. Um, one thing I want to mention before Matt talks about his drink, which it's, probably like some sort of seltzer. I would say if you have questions, don't be afraid to drop them into the stream that you're watching because all of us are watching the streams. So like I'm watching my Facebook. Thanks, Kaylee Sign saying you're live. So if anybody wants to drop comments, we're going to be monitoring those as well. So, all right, Matt, you're up.
it is a seltzer because it's whatever my wife had in the fridge.
How
And
did I
his
know
huge
that?
ass cup.
Well, you got to have ice.
You got a Stanley Cup and a seltzer.
Yeah, my wife bought me this too. I didn't ask for it. She just bought it. So that's what's in there.
Okay.
Whatever's in
Nobody
the
feels
fridge.
sorry for you, Matt. So let's move on.
Fair enough.
All right. We're gonna go over Epic Explained, and Matt, you're gonna take the first slide.
All right. So let's get into some of the perks, benefits, whatever you want to refer those to. These are legit. I've experienced many of these already. Free listing photos. So especially if you're a listing heavy agent, this can be a big deal. There's literally a vendor that is hired by Epic, and you literally submit an online request for the day, the time, uh, or not necessarily the time, but you submit a request for the day in which you want those pictures, and the vendor then heads out, does your pictures. They get submitted to a third party for editing, and then they get emailed to you at no cost to you as the agent. That is just a added benefit, added perk for being an Epic agent. Same with yard signs. And this one's really good because especially here, the three of us are here in Iowa. Those watching online may not be, but this is a big deal for me because the free sign includes installation and removal. So if you've ever tried to install or remove a sign in the dead of winter here in Iowa, not so much fun. So free yard sign. So there's a little caveat to that. They can't be custom. So the sign you see in that photo, that is the sign you will receive. Actually,
Oh, Matt brought props.
No, there you go.
I didn't know I was going to need that, but I have it. So those are the signs. Those are the free signs. So you can have custom ones if you want, with your face or whatever on it, but then you're going to have to pay for those. But if you're going with the free signs, it's that boilerplated sign, and then you get to do your own custom side writer on the top. And again, that includes installation and removal. So, I know I spend a lot of time driving around, picking up signs, delivering signs, swapping out writers, all that type of stuff. How can I be more efficient with my time if I don't have to do that? So to me, that was a huge benefit. The free billboards, I have not yet done this one, mainly because I'm trying to get my headshots done, which I'll talk about in a second, because my headshot's 7 years old. It doesn't even look like me. So not doing my billboard until I have my updated headshot. But JJ, talk about that process real quick. I know yours has been up and rolling here in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, so you go through a form that you fill out. It's through the Epic Cloud, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But you go through there, you put in your information, and then I got an email back saying, "Here's the proof of your billboard." They sent it to me. I uploaded my headshot, had my name, phone number, and then mine is running Monday, Wednesday, Friday between 11 and 12. If you're in Cedar Rapids, you would know Blair's Ferry and 380. And so it is running at a peak time at a busy intersection. Right by Casa Las Glorias is where that one's at, and so it goes up there and it rotates with other billboards, but it's a digital billboard, and they put it in prime locations during that prime time. And again, that is free. And what Matt will probably mention here soon, but since I'm talking about it, I'll throw it in, is that what's coming soon is to be able to put your listing on that billboard, so be able to market your listing on a billboard, again, for free.
So Matt,
Stole my thunder there.
Holly's on the live stream and she says you can update your billboard every 30 days. So if you don't like your headshot today, get a billboard and then you might like it in 30 days and then update your billboard.
Oh, I did not know that. See, still learning. Appreciate the pro tip, Holly. Also with those billboards, I won't name names, but I know there's a particular brokerage in town that also has billboards for their agents. Word is they pay numerous hundreds of dollars per month for that billboard. Number might start with a 3. So not going to say who it is, but I know those agents have to pay that, and that number starts with a 3. And I don't do that. Mine will be free once I get it up and rolling. So.
And there's also other brokerages that offer that benefit, but there's like a minimum production that you have to have and things like that. Epic does not have that requirement. If you're with Epic, it's a thank you for being with Epic. They want to promote you. They want to promote your business.
Yep, that's a good way of looking at it. Free car washes. Did anybody see my car wash video I put up like 2 days ago? That took me 3 hours to make. I'm god awful at video anything. But you gotta give me some props for at least trying.
You'll get better.
You did great, Matt.
Okay, well, that sucker took me 3 hours. So I hope anybody that watched it enjoyed it. But it is a free car wash. Actually, I went and got my haircut today, and I got another free wash just because it was right next to my haircut place. So it's unlimited free car washes. JJ, I think you said you had a membership and you canceled it, right?
I have not had a membership. I
I
think Sandy
did.
did.
I
Sandy
canceled
did.
my membership.
Oh, you
Yeah.
had one. Okay. I knew one of you guys had a membership. So, is it your membership, Sandy? Did you cancel it at the same place you now have your free one at?
No, matter of fact, the place that I have a membership at now, paid for by Epic, it's a brand new car wash and it's closer to where I live.
Oh,
So it's
so it's
even
even
better.
better. There you
Hmm.
go. So mine's literally like zero point 0.8 miles from my house. And anytime I'm over there, I just run through the car wash quick for 5 minutes and it's free unlimited washes. So why not?
Holly, by the way, she commented on the live stream. And for those of you watching, Holly is the state broker for the state of Iowa. She said that Annie, who's one of the agents out of Des Moines, is saving about $444 a year. And I think she's referring to the car washes. So,
Yep.
damn.
Yep.
I think I saw Annie's video about car washes. Maybe that's where I saw that.
That's
But yeah, just
awesome.
another free perk.
Yeah, because my membership costs about 35 bucks a month. So, yeah.
Yeah, my wife had one at one point. I believe that's what it was. So nice to not have that expense. Free leads. This is another big benefit. So these are leads that literally come into an Iowa pond and they're free for anybody to work. So, you look at those leads, vet those leads, make sure that lead is in your area. Don't just pick up any lead that's available. But vet that lead and make sure it's in your area, and that is yours to keep. And the cool thing is you don't owe a referral fee to anybody on that lead. So if you pick up that lead, end up helping that person or assisting that person with the buy or sale, you don't owe a referral fee anywhere. So the really cool thing too is attraction leads. So I've been decently involved in attraction with Epic and with EXP in the past, and I've never heard of anybody handing attraction leads. So that was something I thought was just kind of new and something different and exciting.
Last
Um,
night I had two seller leads just like plop into my account. It was like, Sandy, you've been assigned to, this seller lead and this seller lead. And it's like the only leads I used to get in the past were buyer leads that you had to, nurture and chase and nurture and chase. So it's nice when it's like specifically, a different kind of lead that you might be targeting.
I got a question on my stream here. Robbie wants to know, can you pick your car wash place? Robbie, why, yes, you can. There's actually a list, a drop down list, and you pick which one you want. So I don't remember how many there were in Cedar Rapids to choose from. I know there's the Mr. Car Wash, and then is it Tommy's?
Tommy's. There's two. Hey, I got
Oh,
balloons.
balloons.
Hey, I'm the old guy here. I got to get balloons. Make me happy. There's two, Tommy's and Mr. Wash.
Yes, and I think you literally get to pick which location. So, I chose the specific one over on Collins because that's closest to my house. But I think those were the two choices here in Cedar Rapids was Tommy's and Mr.
And you can go, I know with Mr. Wash, you can go, I've gone to two different locations.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask because I'm a
Yeah.
Mr. Wash member too. And I heard you could use it like at any location.
I've used it at the one over here, over by Fountains, and then I've used it on the one by Lindale.
Okay, that's really
Oh,
exciting. That's
So
awesome.
they say you have to put in your home base one because some places will only allow you to go to one place. But so far, I've used that two places and it's worked at both. No problem.
That's
okay.
awesome because Mike Blake, who is the managing broker for the state of Michigan, he was talking about how he went on a road trip. And as he was, driving on the road trip, he went through the car wash. And then as he was coming back, he went through a different car wash. And I'm like, okay, that's really exciting.
Yep.
Did not know that. See, still learning stuff there too. Perfect. That's why we want to know different locations and such. Yep. So yeah, JJ said he's used his at different locations here in Cedar Rapids. So,
For Mr. Wash. I
for
cannot speak
Mr.
for
Wash.
Tommy's,
Yep.
but Mr. Wash, I've used it at two locations.
Yep. Can't speak for Tommy's, but free social media ads. This is another one. You can literally promote your listing, your solds, your price reduced, your open houses. There is a form within our cloud where you literally just put in the property you're promoting, maybe attach like a photo or something to it. I think the blurb is maybe 90 characters long. You can include as well. And you submit that, and Epic will run that ad for you. I believe it's for 7 days, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes. Yeah, 7 days.
Guys, I just did a reel on this last night. If you go to my Instagram, that broker girl, obviously it's like on my Zoom name and everything. If you go to my Instagram, I just did a reel on this last night, and I have an example, like a real life example of a social media ad that I did. And I was really excited because I put it in, I submitted it, and 4 hours later, it was already approved. They sent me a mock-up. They said Meta already approved, and it was running. So I was super, like, I was just thrilled.
And when the ad's done, not to jump in on that, is you will get analytics from the ad, like how many people it reached. So,
And then that's you providing value to your seller. You can make sure that your seller has a copy of that and everything.
yep.
And I don't think there's a limit to how many ads you can run, right? So if you have a listing and you want to run it
No.
as a new listing, you want to run it with an open house, you want to run it with the price reduction, you want to run another ad saying, hey, we just closed. Like there's not a limit to how many ads you can run, uh, you know, for that listing. So,
Correct.
No,
but yeah,
I just don't think you can run them concurrently.
correct.
You
Yeah.
have to
Yeah,
you
I
have
don't
to
think
run
you can do
them
that.
like one ends and I can run another ad for it. But yeah, I can run it. I can just keep running it every week while it's listed.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Free TC services. So those, that maybe want some extra help. If you're a busier agent, these are free TC services from contract to close. So they're not going to do things leading up to the contract. They're not going to, put your listing in your MLS. They're not going to, upload forms for you to your MLS. It's literally when you get a property under contract, whether it's a buy side or sell side, and that person or that TC will assist you on that transaction, from the day you get it under contract to the day you close. So all that stuff in between. Now, if you want stuff done after closing, like asking for reviews, posting social media ads, they don't do that stuff. It's literally just the things from contract to close. So that could be something super helpful, if you're busy springtime or something like that, which isn't me right now. But if you do get busy, that could be something that's definitely helpful. Anybody else want to chime in on that one?
No, I think it's good for me.
Okay. This is one of my favorite ones, the free CE courses. So there's a lot of places, different brokers that offer out education. These are literally free CE courses for your license renewal. The caveat to a lot of this is, and JJ, I always screw this up, but you have to sign up within the last 90 days before your renewal. Is that correct?
60.
60.
Oh, 60 days. See, I knew I was going to screw it up. Last 60 days before your renewal. So if you're like me and you're not organized and you need to, get your CEs done and get your credits in before renewal, if you do those in the last 60 days, you can actually obtain those courses for free. So that is
And
a
you have
huge
to
benefit.
you have to be with the company for 60 days, and then you have to be no more than 60 days out from renewing. But here's the cool thing. For instance, I'm licensed in 2 states. It starts to get expensive renewing multiple licenses. So that's what's great is, free CE courses for Iowa and Illinois, and, maybe Florida will be my next license. And so awesome.
Oh, I never thought about that. If you're licensed in 2 states, yeah, that's a huge benefit then.
Yeah,
Because your CE requirements for Iowa are not the same CE requirements you have for Illinois. So
totally.
that's awesome. Last one is headshots. So this is something I recently just submitted for. You literally submit 12 photos. They say 12, photos with different lighting, different angles. You submit these 12 photos and they're supposed to pump out like 140 different headshots for you to choose from. It literally was funny when I submitted mine and I got the email that my submission that came in. It said you'll probably only like 2 or 3, but that is normal. So I'm gonna have 140 some headshots to choose from, and they're already setting the expectation I might only like 2 or 3 of them. So
And
looking
they
forward to
also
getting those
said,
back.
like, yourself, like, your face and your facial features and everything. So you might be like freaked out at what you see. It's like the uncanny valley and everything. And so it really does do a good job of setting expectations. It's meant to, I guess, help you be your best self. So I'm like, oh, but it didn't capture like my crooked tooth over there. It's like, well, it's trying to clean you up a bit, Sandi. So yeah.
Well, I need cleaning up, so I'm looking forward to getting those, and I'll probably put those on my billboard that's coming up. So
So one cool thing I wanted to talk about with the signs is, um, okay, so we are fortunate enough to where we are going to get installation and removal where we're at. What happens if there are people who, like, not everywhere are people getting installation and removal? What
Mhm.
happens for these agents if they don't have installation and removal where they're at? Um, Epic, I want to say, since I've joined in January, Epic has really upped their game. I just had a listing, I've had a few listings going active, and they've progressively gotten like better and better. So the listing that I had most recently today, um, I got a text from the benefits center, and they go, Sandi, you live in Iowa and you gave like an Illinois address, and I just want to make sure that like you really meant to do this Illinois address. And I'm like, yeah, I'm licensed in both states. So they're like, great. And they're like, unfortunately, we don't service this area. And what they asked me was, did you want us to mail this sign to that house or to your house? And I'm like, why, thank you for asking. Like, I'll take it at my house. And they're like, okay. And then I immediately got that email that said within 5 to 7 business days, your sign will be at your house. And I've got a sign here from another listing. And so it's awesome. And they're really nice. Like, Matt, if you want to hold it up, I don't think it really did it any justice from before, but now that we're bigger, it's a really nice like metal sign. All I've ever had were like the corrugated, all I've ever spent money on were corrugated plastic shitty signs. So
these are light
Epic,
too.
like, they do like the nice signs. And
Yep.
so yeah, I was really super impressed that they reached out via text. They tried to call me, and I missed their call, and then they followed up via text and had those questions, asked me which place I wanted the sign sent to, and I was just super impressed.
Yeah, and I mean, this some of these things like the yard signs are, what I've heard them say is they're not going to be able to necessarily install a sign in every square inch of the United States, right? Same thing with the listing photos is in some areas they may not have someone provide service for that area. They keep looking for people, obviously. And so if they cannot get a photographer for some remote location, like you get money credited to your account, you get money from Epic to pay for the photos. If they have a photographer, then they'll take those and those are free for you. So, there are, backup plans, kind of like with a digital billboard. Again, some places they might not have a digital billboard because the billboards are not the billboard where they're going to put up the permanent one. It's a digital billboard that rotates through, and kind of the same thing where they've actually switched vendors, which increased their digital billboard or exposure to number of billboards dramatically. And then also with that provider, there's places that may not have a digital billboard, but then also they could run billboards in gyms. If you've been in gyms, you'll see the digital billboards and or like gas stations. So just depends what's available. Obviously, the priority is to get them on a digital billboard where you're at.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
just a
love
lot
that
of
they,
rural communities, right? So, smaller rural communities aren't going to have access to big street level or street sized billboards. So, but they are trying to fill in those gaps where if that's not something that's available to you in a more rural area, that they can do things like JJ mentioned with, high school gyms and things like that. So it's all about promoting and helping us as agents and building our brand and building our exposure. And that's something that, you know, the current landscape, I think, is incredibly important.
Yep.
Mhm.
We want to touch anything else on that, or do you want me to go into technology?
I think one quick thing about the TC services is that I believe that they've expanded beyond contract to close since we've started, um, to basically everything that they possibly can, except for, fingers in your MLS, because we're a
Yeah.
cloud-based brokerage across the United States. That'd be impossible to be able to enter listings or mess with your listings and things like that. But it's like damn near all the services. So when we first started, or when I first started at Epic in January, it was contract to close and you're welcome to pay for upgraded services. Now they opened it up and they're like, you know what, we are paying for everything. So I think that that's just amazing that they keep adding benefits.
Yes. Yep. No, and that is something that is being put in place now. But yeah, it'll be a more full TC service. Yep.
All right, cool. Hit it, JJ.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Hopefully I did it right this time.
Looks good.
So let's talk about technology. With a background in technology, this is one of the things I really dug into, and the offering that they have to me is unlike any other brokerage. Again, this is included with, we'll talk about the fees here in a little bit, but you get for your CRM, you're going to get Lofty. It used to be called Chime. So in technology, how I got into technology field was a lot of database and website development. And most of that stuff I taught myself how to do that. And so I like looking at CRMs. I've looked at probably almost every CRM in the real estate industry and the whole spectrum, just because I like to see what's out there and bells and whistles. And Lofty to me is one of the best CRMs. When you look at a CRM with an integrated website that it builds within it, I think it's definitely I think it's the top one or two out there. And so the CRM is a AI enterprise version, just gives you access to all the different features with smart plans, follow up with clients. The AI part will interact with clients that come onto your website. I've had appointments set from that, honestly, because I've been using Lofty myself. I had a CRM provided to me for free at EXP called KV Core. I moved about a year and a half ago and started paying for Lofty myself. My bill right now for that is over $300 a month. I'm going to be switching over to the company version here in the next month or so, and that'll be saving me a ton of money on that. But the Lofty CRM is it's got all the bells and whistles. It has everything you need as an agent. Integrated within that is your full IDX website. So you have a website that has the IDX. Now, what's a full IDX website? So full IDX means that it has every listing in every MLS that there is an Epique agent in the United States. So if I pull up my website with through Epique from Lofty, I can have my clients look at houses in Iowa City, in Des Moines, in the Quad Cities, in Dubuque, in whatever state they're in. They can look in Chicago, they can look in Texas, they can look wherever. And so it gives you full access to all these different MLSs, all feeding into your site, which again makes it more sticky for the clients that you have that might be looking at some areas maybe where you don't have an MLS membership. So I think that's a great benefit for agents to make your site more sticky. One of the things that we're going to be moving over to on the transaction management and digital signing is we're going to be launching .loop. So .loop is going to be launched here this month. And so, right now we have a membership. I pay monthly for .loop. That's going to be something that's included. That's going to be our transaction management as well. So not only will we do our electronic signing and signatures in there that we send out to our clients, but there's also a transaction management side for the broker review and to look at those files. I've heard a stat, I think in the last week or two from the company Zoom calls. I think there's somewhere between 53 and 57% of transactions had at least one side use .loop in the transaction. So it's obviously something that a lot of agents use and clients are familiar with and agents are familiar with using. Canva Pro. So if you create much for social media to put on the internet or for your real estate stuff, you're probably have run across Canva. There's a free account which gives you limited access to different things you may want to do with images, and then also different photos and different things that you can add to it. But the Canva Pro account gives you full access. So the Canva Pro account is one big Canva account that we can all log into. And the benefit of that is I can see different things that people have created, templated, take a copy of that, edit how I want, or download it and put it in my own Canva account. But again, it's that group sharing of ideas and creations to put into use, into practice. So we're going to do a lot of R&D, which is rip off and duplicate. I might have a great idea that someone wants to use, and someone else might have a better idea and something else that I want to use their idea. So helping each other through that. And lastly, probably Sandy's favorite part of this slide is the Popple card. It is a digital business card. So not only does it have the digital business card part of it where it has NFC, near field communication, where you can put that behind or on top of someone's phone. And your contact information will pull up on their phone where they can then save it. But it also gives you, if you've ever used like Linktree or other sites like that, it gives you a site that you can point people to. Like I have the link on all my social media accounts to point to it. And in there, I can then link to my personal website, to Calendly to schedule to schedule a time to meet with me. I have my recent listings on there. I have all my social media accounts on there. So it gives you that, again, that is provided for free to you. And so I think I can minimize the screen now. Is there something you guys want to chat about while I have this up?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Let me.
I want to say one thing.
I was
I
gonna
was
say that like both Matt and I though were doing this, and then I realized it wasn't showing like on the live stream we were
Oh, it
both doing
doesn't?
this.
Well, it's small, but there's like my bubble card.
Yeah, but like only JJ's face was up, and Matt and I were both doing.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, that's
Nobody
cool.
could
Yeah.
see it. What
I
were
want
you
to
gonna say, Matt?
I actually made something in Canva Pro, and I'm the least creative person there is. And I made something in Canva Pro, and then I went back to go find it. I think it was a thumbnail. Is that what it's called for your YouTube videos?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's called
Um,
thumbnail, Matt.
yes. Somebody copied my thumbnail and put their own headshot in it. I was so flattered that someone thought my design was so good that they wanted it for their own. So,
No,
um,
that's what happened to us too. We created a logo, and then somebody like loved that logo so much that they like copied it and slightly changed it. And I'm like, dude, it's a logo. Like, what are you doing?
would you call that rip off in design? Would you call that, JJ?
R&D, rip
Off
off
and
and
duplicate.
duplicate.
Oh, rip off and duplicate. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rip off and duplicate. But
Um, the Popple thing I'm super passionate about because I have been using it for years and paying for it. And I just have always been against business cards. It doesn't matter how well that meeting went with who you were meeting with. It's gonna end up like on the ground accidentally under somebody's like car mat, like whatever. They are not going to call you. And as real estate agents, what are we doing putting it in the other person's hand to like call us? What are we doing? And so for me, I've always been like, I'll text you my link. What's your number? It was great connecting with you, you know? And then they're always happy to connect with me on the spot. They're like super excited to download my contact info right there. Um, and then we're connected and it's great. And then also what's kind of cool is it's my main link on my social media. And every now and then just randomly I'll just get so and so's connected with you via Popple like all the time, just randomly all the time. And sometimes they'll hit me up, ask me questions, email me, whatever. It's cool.
all right, anything else to add on that? Or before I pull up the next slide?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay. All right. Let me get to share screen. See if I can do this again now. It gets more difficult. Every time we got to go to slide, maybe next time we'll do a shot.
Is this me?
This is you.
Okay.
You.
So the forever mentorship. All right. So some companies, they'll assign you a mentor maybe for your first 3 transactions, and then you got to pay 40% extra for it. And kind of like these extra or fees, and it's just here's for your first 3 deals, then you're on your own, fed to the wolves. Epic gives you a forever mentor, whether it's your first deal, your 100th deal, and they are local to your area and they are here to help you, start you off or level you up, whatever you need. They're called an area leader, They also, what's super cool is they also do like in real life events. So we're a cloud brokerage, but they organize these in real life events at least once a month, get people together, get all the agents together so that agents feel like, they have that camaraderie. So that is the ongoing mentorship and coaching. And then also they just bring everybody together. Concierge support. The concierge support is just, send an email blast. It's very simple. It's just meant for super quick, easy things. Create an open house flyer, just those quick, easy things that you need done. And then daily training. This is awesome. It's live and on-demand training. And then it's also super specific programs and certification programs and coaching programs that the company has paid for and partnered with. So the Sell It Like Sirhant program, AI Pro certification. So, this brokerage is the disruptive brokerage for modern realtors, but I also say it's for the wannabe modern realtors. And it's for like, do not be scared of tech because this company will teach you how to use tech. This company will teach you how to use AI and how to maximize the use of AI. It gives you a whole certification program that costs like $700 if you want to pay for it on your own. The Earth to Orbit training just rolled out, and that's by Rob Stein. And that is, JJ, I want you to speak on that just a little bit. Well,
Yeah,
we'll talk about that in a minute.
all right,
But
yeah.
then there's also Agent Hub 360, and that is about the health of your business. Okay. So it's not just about like, oh, knock on 1,000 doors to like be successful and all this other stuff. It's like the health of your entire business as an agent. Epique cares about that. Did I miss anything?
No,
All right, cool.
I don't think so.
All right. Now we've got our faces up again.
Yeah, I had to, sorry if I made noise. I was getting a refill. So I was getting low.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Does Kathy know?
No, she probably doesn't unless she's watching.
Let's say,
No.
Kathy, is Kathy watching the live stream? I
Hey,
should text her right now.
I know you young pups are going to probably have to only have one drink tonight, but I'm going for two.
Not me, sir.
Hey, this is like 65 ounces though.
Oh, the seltzer.
You can fit more than one in there. Is it hot in here?
Anyway. No, so the Earth to Orbit, I mean that program, I just got logged in today and I'm kind of working through it, but I've seen a couple demos of it. So my oldest son Trey, who's 21, is working on getting his real estate license. I said, hey, I want you to. He was home. He lives in Iowa City now. He was home over the weekend, and on Monday he stayed here and was going to head back. I'm like, I want you to sit in and see this Earth to Orbit. So he's going to be a brand new agent. And when it was walking through how the interactive training was, he said to me, wow, that's really cool. I can see how that would be beneficial. And so what it does instead of, so example, there is like an open house script part that you go through, and they actually have, the other person, the presentation has a video, but it plays the audio of someone else saying something, and then it gives you four options to answer. And when you pick the wrong answer, it tells you why that wasn't the right answer, and then it gives you an option to pick the right answer again. So you're learning why, because most of the time when we go through trainings, it's like, okay, well, here's four options. I picked that one. Well, that was wrong. Well, why was it wrong? Because I thought it was right. So he talks through, the one example that they showed was like, was it better if you go to a specific place like a gym? Is it better to go to the same time every week? Is it better, or every day? Is it better to go different times so you meet more people? Is it better not to go at all, or something else? And if you pick, well, it's better to go different times because then I'm going to meet more people, I would say, well, while you might think that is correct, it's better to build a deeper relationship with fewer people. So it's better to go less frequently at the same time. So it's teaching you why your natural instincts of your answer might be wrong. And so there's a call simulator doing that, and it's all interactive. It's kind of there was a book series, which you guys won't know because you're so young and I'm so old, but there's a book series where you could pick like when they got to a certain point, you could pick what do they
about the
do.
Bible.
No, it's not the Bible. You don't pick your own adventure in the Bible. But anyway, you could pick your own adventure, and you could read different parts, and it would say, hey, if Johnny's going to do this or this, read to this part. And so this takes you down that same path to help you. You kind of learn as you go, and also it helps you understand why an answer you think is right may not be the correct answer.
Yeah, in the choose your own adventure books, I would always do the oops, you're dead. And I'd be like, oh, go back to the last page. The other choice, the other choice.
See, when I was a senior in high school and reading that, you guys were in third grade reading that. So
JJ was that the high school kid that comes in my third grade class and helps me break down cardboard or something after lunches or something like that.
yeah, probably.
Oh man.
Yeah. So let me hold on. I gotta see if I have any questions on my live stream. Nope, no questions that I see there or there.
Holly asked if it was basic Popple or Popple Pro. I don't know the answer to that.
Basic.
It's
the
basic.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's the basic Popple.
I've
All
always
right.
had Popple Pro. I pay for that. It's like $1.99 a month or something like that. And it's worth it to me because I forget what features it has. I just remembered upgrading was worth it. Like
I just remember I loved it.
I could do a lead capture. I think that's one of the things where it
Yes.
pops up right away. They put in their information or they can click out of it. It's no big deal. But what I do is I talk to them about it and I'm right in front of them, you know. I'm like, hey, that box is gonna pop up. Put your name, number, and email in there so we can connect. And they're like,
Yep.
oh yeah, totally, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, or sometimes I'll be like, just ignore it, blah, blah, blah. But here, that's my contact info. Download it.
Man, where was that when I was like 22?
And hitting up girls.
Like here, just put your name, email, phone number in it, right? Was it that easy?
I
No,
I don't
because
know.
you
Maybe
look like
maybe
you, Matt, so it wasn't that easy.
That might have been it. That might have been it. But man, if only I had it available.
All right. We're definitely not going to get done as fast as we did the other night on the slides.
It's
All
because
right.
Matt took so long on his slide.
We have so many
We'll
benefits.
we'll talk about this after
It's
we're
hard to
done.
talk about all the benefits. All right, Matt. Speaking of benefits, you're going to go over the next ones. Here you
Okay,
go.
I'll make this one a little bit quicker. So direct primary care, zero copay, zero deductible. So this is not health insurance, just to be clear. This is digital visits, either messenger with your provider, one-on-one healthcare with your provider, but it is not health insurance. So this is like, oh, I have a sore throat or whatever. Like this is something you can go to directly to just speak with a professional, maybe get a potential prescription, which leads me into we also have free prescriptions. So it's not every prescription, but there's over 400 prescriptions that are available to you. I know Holly, who's watching, has taken advantage of this. I don't know that hers was free, but I think it was at a incredibly minimal cost, if I'm not mistaken. So that's something. These are all free benefits just for being an Epique agent. You just sign up for it. I signed up for mine last week. Talking a little more about that free virtual urgent care that kind of goes along with your direct primary care, and then free mental health visits. So you get I believe it's one visit per month or 12 per year. So, if you just need someone to talk to in regards to, it's a tough job sometimes. Sometimes we become, people's mental health professionals when we work with clients. And there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes we need that too as agents. So that is something that is available, something I've signed up for and plan on taking advantage of that here in the coming months. So just more benefits, more things to take care of ourselves as agents. Again, not health insurance, but they do have a health insurance plan if that's something that you are interested in. It is a share program. If somebody's interested in that, they can certainly hit me up. That is something because I'm self-employed and so is my wife. We don't have any employee or employer provided healthcare. So there is a share plan available that is actual health insurance, which you do have, that obviously comes with a monthly premium. So, but it's much better than going out open marketplace PPO plans. It's much less expensive than that. It's just a different kind of plan. But happy to talk to anybody about that if they want more information. We've had our share plan for nearly 4 years now, or just over 4 years. So
No, that's
see, that
good.
was fast.
Yeah, that one was fast.
Yeah.
I keep getting the text reminder like, hey, you have Revive Health, you need to sign up, and I don't do it. And I'm like, gosh, every week it just like everything rolls by, and I'm like, I got to get signed up for that because I want to, because you get a like on those on the primary care, you get a physician. Like it's not like it's a random, like each time you go in there, you have a primary care physician. On the mental health and the mental health part, you have a person therapist that you talk to, and it's one person. So it's not like you're just thrown into the hopper of whoever. You have a direct primary care person that you can connect with, and then you have a direct therapist
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
not like you get
So,
shipped to some call center and every
yes.
time you call in, it's somebody different. It might be through the chat thing. The urgent care might be somebody different every time because it's just kind of a chat function. But your primary and your mental health person, no, that you get that same person every time. So I think
Holly
that's
says
important.
that they actually got her current counselor plugged into their plan.
Oh, really? So she didn't
Yeah.
have to switch people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool then.
Well, that is really cool. I know that there's, I've heard also, again, I haven't gone all the way through it, but there, like, you can get an in-person, like, you can connect with someone locally
Yes,
and
I
in-person
read that
primary
as
care. There
well.
is a
If
cost
as
for that
long
if
as
you go
they're
that.
in person, yeah, there's a cost, but as long
Yeah.
as they're in person, like care is willing to, you know, play by whatever rules. Let's just like any type of, plan, I guess.
Yeah.
Then good. But yeah, and it was so easy to sign up. It took me like less than 5 minutes because I was doing a video for it for our onboarding platform. And so I signed up like doing the video and I was like, oh, all right, well, I'm done with this video and on to the next thing. And then I got the email right away and it's like you're in and
Yeah,
within
it
a
said it was
day
like
I could use
five.
the benefits.
Yeah, it said it was like 5 business days, but I had my email, my welcome email, literally the next day.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
same here.
yep.
Yep. Anything else we want to cover on that?
I just remembered Holly, like she didn't, I don't see it on here, but I remembered her saying that she had like two prescriptions that she transferred over to have it covered under this healthcare plan. And it was like either free or like dirt cheap for her. So she was super excited about that.
Yeah. I mean, again, these are benefits that are included. And so, there's cost savings and different opportunities for
She
people.
says migraines prescriptions and she says free. So awesome.
Hmm.
All right, so I'm going to cover the brass tacks. Let's talk about, so how does Epic pay for this? Where does this come from? Like, if you're getting all these different benefits, split's got to be like 50-50 and, whole bunch per transaction, a monthly fee, and it's not. So let's kind of go over that because I'm sure people are probably intrigued by that and interested in that part of it. So the split is an 85-15 split. We'll talk about the cap in a second, but it's an 85-15 split, 85 obviously going to the agent. There is a monthly fee that's either $149 or $99 a month. The $99 a month is if you pay for it up front for the year, or if you're on a team, different team options that we'll talk about, it could be $99 a month. So you're going to be paying a monthly fee of $99 to $149 a month. The only other fee that you will pay is a transaction fee, and that is 0.1% of the transaction or the sales price of the property. The easiest way to think of that is drop the last three zeros. So for a $300,000 property, it's $300. Now there is a cap at $500. So if you sell a $650,000 house, it's not $650, it's actually $500. Once you've paid in your cap year, which is from your start date, your anniversary date, all the way through, if you've paid $5,000 in transaction fee, then that cap goes down to $250. That's it. It's that simple. So when you're gonna have a monthly fee, $99 to $149, depending, or $149, depending if you're on a team or if you're paying up front, or we'll talk about the power award status. Your split's gonna be 85-15 on deals while you're capping, and then you're gonna have a transaction fee. That's it. No franchise fees, no annual fees, no desk fees, no hidden fees, anything like that.
No broker review fee, no E&O fee.
Yep. None of those additional fees that you're gonna have. Now, let's talk about the cap, which is something that is really unique to me, having looked at a lot of models. I know Matt's looked at probably more models than I have on brokerage models. And this is the first time I've seen it. It's the only time I've seen it, which is a declining cap. So if you're an individual agent, we'll talk about teams later, your team member, but for an individual agent, your cap the first year at Epique is $15,000. It declines by $1,000 per year down to $10,000. So it's 85.15 to a $15,000 cap. It declines each year down to 15,000. Now that doesn't matter if you cap the year before. Well, you have to cap to go to 14. Nope. Do you have to do a deal? Nope. It's a longevity. It's being there at the company year after year. So every year you're there, your cap will decline. If you're, again, this is if you're an individual agent, not a team member on a team, it's 15,000 and it declines down to 10,000. So I don't know. I mean, for you two, you guys have looked at different models as well. I've never seen a declining cap. Have you guys seen any declining caps anywhere?
My first brokerage didn't have a cap, JJ. So
why did you work there?
I didn't know any better. My first brokerage.
What a terrible model that was.
Yeah, well, I didn't know any better, but that brokerage did not have a cap. So going
and
to
that brokerage went under.
Yeah, no cap on that brokerage, and they still couldn't keep the doors open. So who knows? But then I moved to a place that had a cap, and I was there 4 years, right? And there was no reward for tenure. I mean, I was a good agent for 4 years and did my thing, and Epique they just raised the bar. They're like, if you have that tenure, like we will reward you with it's like getting a raise. Like that's what normal people get when they work their job, right? You work hard, you get work for that year, and you get a raise at the end of the year. That's basically what Epique is doing here.
Or how about this? I remember being a newer agent, and if I wasn't producing enough, like the brokerage came to me and started asking me to pay them per month, or they started talking about firing me or whatever. Or there was a certain brokerage that if I didn't cap my desk fee, which was about $14,000 for the year, that I would have had to cut them a check for the difference of not capping. And so the fact that over here at Epique, it's just a cap, but it declines no matter what. You don't have to reach the cap. It's truly based on your loyalty to the company. And although we absolutely want producing agents who are wanting to level up their game, there is not that like crazy pressure if you have like a family situation going on, because that's literally what I had going on. My grandmother died and all kinds of other crazy shit. And then it's like they're hitting me up for money. It was nuts. And so I just think that that's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, for reference with Matt, although he was that first brokerage, man, they set you on fire though. Yeah, how many transactions you have that first year?
I had 76 transactions. I was fortunate enough to help 76 people that first year.
That was an amazing first year. What percentage of those came from said brokerage?
About 52%.
Yeah, 52%. Not to be off by many.
No,
pretty exact number. So anyway,
I make fun, but it was a good landing spot for someone who was starting off and learning.
Yeah.
So, but I still like poke the bear a little bit.
But even the last 4 years, like you're at an 80-20 and a 16K cap, and the next year was 16, and the next year was 16, and the next year was 16, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And so, that declining cap, the lower split, like those things are important. And there's a lot of things with Epique when we look through these things when we look at, especially this part forward, the caps and fees, the revenue share of the stock, like the teams, like it's just a very simplistic approach to not worry about, okay, well, so I've capped now, so I have my capping transaction fee versus my normal fee. And so what am I paying on this transaction? Well, it depends if this transaction closes before that one. It's really simple and straightforward. And then again, like I haven't heard that before, but I think you hit the nail on the head about like it's like getting a raise. You've been at the company for a year, it's $1,000 raise, right? I don't have to pay another $1,000 in cap when I've been at the company. So I do like that as well.
I just thought of that.
No, that's amazing. And then that also, like, that also, when you were talking about, that icon award or that, power award and everything, that's a mini rant that I have, which is that I had outproduced certain icon agents when I was at EXP in our, year over here. And my transactions just didn't line up correctly for me to icon that year. And I was
Hmm.
like, and I should have icon. I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna icon. And then my transactions just did not line up for me to icon. It was such a bummer.
That would
Yes.
definitely be a bummer.
All right, Sandy, I'm going to throw the next slide to you since we're at 7:57. All right, there you go.
Rev share. Okay, so here's the thing. Um, Companies are starting to do rev share or profit share or, something of some sort. So this is not, a groundbreaking thing that Epic offers rev share. However, I consider their rev share model to be quite groundbreaking and quite attractive. And it's also very straightforward and very simple. It's 5 levels deep, and it is an equal payment on each level of 10%. And all levels are automatically unlocked. No frontline qualifying agents of, 6,000 per every 6 months and, carry the one and trying to explain why it's not a pyramid because you need 5 agents to unlock the first, but then 10 agents to unlock the second, but it's definitely not a pyramid. All of your levels are automatically unlocked all the way through, and it allows you to finally become a collaborative organization. No games, no buffering. The company truly gives away 50% of the company dollar. It's a very even spread. 10%, 10%, 10%, all the way down to 50%. So just to give you an idea, it's simple. It's based on the cap. If they're a capping agent and it's $15,000, Matt's in my downline, JJ's in my downline. Okay, so like Matt is in both JJ and I's downline. And if he caps, which I hope to God he does, because he's a very high producing agent. If his cap's set at $15,000 and he caps this year, JJ and I both will make $1,500 on him. We don't have to unlock any levels or anything. Next year, his cap will go down to $14,000 and we will make $1,400. So it's totally based on the cap. All right, cool.
Can I
Now,
rant quick?
what's that?
Can I rant quick on that?
Yeah, go for it.
So so it's not a pyramid scheme. Let's be very clear on that, right? Like Sandy just mentioned I'm in her downline. Sandy's not trying to, I don't sell hand soap. I don't sell energy drinks, right? This isn't Amway, right? I'm just gonna do what I'm doing anyways, which is help and assist and advise people buying and selling real estate. And basically, Sandy gets rewarded for inviting me to the company. I don't have to do anything outside of what I'm already doing. I think sometimes there's this misconception. It's like, oh, it's just a pyramid scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme. Like to me, pyramid scheme is you're asking somebody to do something they wouldn't normally do. And I always use the energy drink, or I think I was approached by an Amway rep in college once. They're like, hey, just sell these energy drinks. You'll drink them anyways. And I'm like, no, I want to drink energy drinks. So you're not asked to do anything different. You just talk to people, share an opportunity with people, and invite them to your company. And for some people, this is going to be a great fit, right? For me, it's a great fit. JJ, Sandy, great fit. For others, it's just not going to be a great fit, and that's totally okay. It's just a fee or a compensation paid to them for introducing me to the company. So it's not a GD pyramid scheme. I just hate hearing that. It makes my skin crawl.
Well,
Okay.
the whole pyramid scheme thing, like I'm the same way because whatever company you're at, there's a couple of things I would unpack there. So one is the money that Epic, that myself and Sandy in the mentioned, Matt capping, is that's something that Epic is sharing with us. Matt's not paying extra on that, right? That's part of the 15% that Epique is getting. They are sharing that with us. So once Matt caps, there isn't any more revenue to share. So there's no more sharing of that revenue. The other thing is every company has to make money. Every company has multiple levels. Every company's an MLM, if we're going to say something like this is an MLM, right? Because you have managers, you have franchisees, you have franchise owners, you have, the operators of different franchises. Like all of them have these different levels. It's just how do you want to slice and dice it? Where do you want that dollar to go that's going to the company? Is it all going to go to the company? Well, no, it's probably going to go to some regional managers. It's going to go to some broker managers. It's going to go to some franchise people. It's going to go to some recruiters. It's going somewhere. It's just this is something actually the revenue share model, which I think EXP was one of the first people to blaze a trail on this, and other people are looking at as well, like Epique. They blaze a trail where they say, look, we're going to take that revenue from the company. We're going to reward agents who bring people to the company by not having brick and mortar cost. We can share that with the agents. So the whole MLM thing, I'm like, well, if these are MLM, then every company's an MLM, if you want to
But
look at it
here's
that
my
way.
thing is when agents themselves are like putting it down, I'm like, who are you protecting here? What makes you feel like so much better? So you would really rather the owner at your brokerage keep all of the profit, keep all of the revenue. So like to me, you guys, we are part owners of this company. Like we're getting stock, we're getting revenue share. And they're sharing back half the company dollar. And so these other agents over there like feel good about themselves because the owner keeps all the money. That I just don't understand that. So
Well,
that's my
they,
first point. And then my second point is that as far as like the Amway thing, like those energy drinks or soaps and bullshit, that goes away. Like that stuff comes and goes. Okay. Real estate is never going away. Like this is what we do. This is, our day to day. And so it's what we do day in and day out. It's basically companies hire recruiters. It's like it's a paid position,
Mhm.
what they did was they just took like that salary and just evenly dispersed it to the people who are
Yeah,
worthy of it.
correct. Yep.
It's not even something you have to participate in. You don't
No.
even have to participate. This is a benefit. This is a bonus. You don't have to participate in this. I like it. Others do not.
So speaking of bonuses, let's get into a bonus that you like, Matt.
Ooh,
Stock.
tantalizing. I do like stock.
Uh-huh.
I like ownership. So one thing that was attractive to me, especially, well, JJ had ownership, right? And JJ never offered to share that ownership with me at his independent brokerage. And you can go work
Nope.
for a handful of other brick and mortar brokerages, and you don't ever get a piece of the ownership. Or if you do, you have to raise capital to purchase that piece of ownership. Me, I like to have ownership in the form a little more passively through company stock, equity in that company. So at Epique and like at EXP, where us three came from, there's free stock you can earn, right? You can earn stock awards simply by just doing things you're already doing, like production, right? Sell your first home of the year, sell enough homes to cap. Not only are you awarded with a declining cap through your anniversary year, they'll give you a stock award for your tenure staying at the company. If you attract an agent to Epique, you receive stock. I already have over 300 shares of stock. I haven't closed the deal yet at Epique, but I've attracted some agents already, and I've been rewarded and such with free stock awards. Again, selling your first home, capping, hitting a power agent status. That's somewhat similar to the Icon Award that EXP was giving out. Little easier qualifications, but it's there for you. So it's a way to do what you're already doing, but then earn equity in the place that you're helping to build and helping to promote and helping or running your business under. So I like having a piece of the pie. I don't like just being a transactional agent. I want different spokes, so to speak. Like you got to have a long-term outlook on things. And to me, when I'm looking long-term in my exit plan at some point, this is something that I feel can assist me in that. Not only can you earn stock awards, but you can also purchase stock. So right now you can only purchase the stock if you're an Epique agent. This stock is not publicly traded. So you either earn the awards for free or you purchase the stock through your commission check. So every check, when you submit what's called a CDA, you get to choose. Am I going to use this check to purchase no stock from that check? Am I going to use this check to use 5% of it to purchase, or am I going to use 10% of it to purchase? You can decide that every single check you get. So, if you have a slow month and you're only closed one home in 2 months or something like that, maybe you don't want to take any money out to purchase stock. Maybe you had a really good month, you sold 4 or 5 homes, and maybe you want to elect to purchase more stock because you've had a better month. You can do that on a deal by deal basis. And the best part is you get to purchase that stock at a 20% discount. So not only are you given equity in the company, but you're almost given instant equity with that share of stock because you're purchasing at that discount. And anything you purchase, you're 100% vested in. So if you go, have a great month, purchase a lot of stock, and then the next month you're like a little bit slower and you need some of that money, you're 100% vested. You can go ahead and sell those shares, get that money. It's yours to keep. There's no vesting period. The free awards, there are vesting periods. Normally it's 36 months. So those things start to release after you've been with the company for 3 years. And that's pretty normal for companies who give out stock for free. So, this is something I see as part of my exit plan. I had quite a bit of EXPI stock when I was at EXP. Wish I would have sold it a lot sooner than I did. I easily had 6 figures in stock after 9 months at being at EXP, and I lost 6 figures before I ended up selling it. That's really gross to say out loud, but that's true. Let me take a drink after
That
thinking about
hurts.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a big sip of
I'll
that
drink
one.
to that.
Yeah, but I still came out ahead. It was still a really good thing for me. And actually, I just cashed it all out last week and put some of my IRAs and things like that. So again, these are awards. Like, you don't even have to purchase it. These are just awards that are given you literally for free for, again, doing what you're already doing anyways, which is helping people buy, sell, advise in terms of real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And I'm the same way. I wish I would have sold some stock a little bit earlier, but I ended up selling all of my stock from that. And, you hit the nail on the head. Something I've heard before, and this is even being at the previous brokerage, like how many agent retirement parties do we go to? How many retirement parties for agents getting out of the business? Sadly, I've seen more obituaries of people coming through saying that people have passed away. And I'm like, I swear that person was still doing real estate last month, a
It's
few months ago.
heartbreaking.
It is. It really is. And so, that opportunity to cash in, to own part of a company, to put something in our retirement, to have benefits that, if we all work as real estate agents, if we work in the corporate world, so to speak, we have these benefits, 401k, profit sharing, stuff like that. That, the cloud-based models from the beginning of when they've started, they've all offered stuff like that. And that's another thing that Epique is put on the table, is giving us all that opportunity.
It's no, like you said, a corporate opportunity too. I had the opportunity to purchase stock when I was a Rockwell employee. I could purchase it directly out of my paycheck. I didn't because I needed the money, but it was an option.
I want you guys to touch
of
on, like, real quick about the risk versus reward. Because some people may be watching this being like, I'm sitting on a lot of stock that's not vested. And
So was I.
Epique looks great and I might consider moving over. So I want you guys to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, I can hit on that first. So I left money on the table. I left roughly $27,000 worth of unvested stock at EXP. I handed it back to Glenn. I said, here you go. Appreciate it, Glenn. Buy some new sweet shoes with it or whatever. He always has nice shoes. But it's an opportunity, right? So like, that's kind of what Sandi was alluding to, is there's an opportunity here. So there was a lot of people who got into EXP very early in the game. And before that stock was, can you hear my dog? I have a dog now.
Oh, we can't hear it.
Okay, perfect. He's barking a lot.
No, we can't.
Okay, I'll ignore him then. So there's a lot of people that got into EXP super, super early. And, before that stock went public. And it was the same thing. People were purchasing it through their commission checks. They were earning free stock awards. And when that company went public, and even before that, there was a huge run up when that thing went public. And it literally made a lot of people millionaires overnight. And I don't think that's me exaggerating. I think that is
No.
literally what happened to a lot of people overnight. And so when you look at what EXP kind of laid the groundwork for with that type of model, and this model to me seems even better, there's an opportunity here to get into something incredibly early, right? And that's not for everybody. Everybody's got a risk tolerance. And if that's not something and you're comfortable where you're at and you don't like change, I for one I don't have a problem taking chances and taking risks. If you don't risk anything, there's nothing to be gained, right? And so you only get so many opportunities within a career or within your professional life that you have. And I feel like this is an opportunity, and it's not something I want to sit on. I want to, if it works out, great. If I just keep grinding my business out, helping people, advising people, buying, selling, there's so many great benefits with the photos, the signs, the headshots, the 85-15 split, the declining cap. There's so many great benefits here that even if this quote unquote lottery ticket that I hear it called quite often, even if this quote unquote lottery ticket doesn't work out, there's so many great benefits. I feel like I'm going to have a really good time doing my business here as opposed to doing it anywhere else. So if opportunity is something you're interested in, I do think this is something that should be taken. This shouldn't be taken lightly. I think there is true, real opportunity here, and we've seen it play out at other places. And I'm not going to miss out.
Yeah, I mean, along those same lines, like, well, one, reverting back, how many shares of IA Homes did you ever sell?
I had no shares of IA Homes, and even if I did, I don't know if they would have been worth anything, unfortunately.
No, no, yeah, they wouldn't have been. They would never have gone public. But that opportunity thing is part of what's key in that, like you said, I mean, if you stack up the model of 85-15 split, $15,000 cap with a declining cap, all the free benefits you get. Like if that is everything that you get and the ticket hits, great. If it doesn't, you still are at a model that is incredible for your business, right? And so, I think back to moving over to EXP. The first time I saw and thought about the model was 18 months before I moved over. It only took me like 2 days to move over this to see the opportunity because I had seen the opportunity and I had thought about if I had moved then and had an icon a year before and the icon twice when the cap was at a lower amount, what that could have been impactful for me in that. And so, that is where that opportunity is. But even if you don't want to participate in the stock, even if you don't want to participate in the revenue share, fine, set that aside. 85-15 split, $15 cap. That's going to reduce down to 10, 99 or 149 a month, 0.1 transaction fee, free signs, free billboard, free photography, all these different services that you get. I still think you're going to run your business at a very high efficiency. And all these opportunities are there for you to help your business and help you set yourself up for retirement to the next level. Again, going back to, I haven't been invited to any retirement parties for real estate agents.
And I actually want
I'll
to touch
invite you
on
to
that
mine,
for a
JJ.
second.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
When
I'm
I
gonna
have
go to one.
you're invited too, Sandy. You can come to
Yes.
my retirement party, 100%.
I want to touch on that retirement thing though. Because the rev share at like EXP, for instance, was, pitched to me as a retirement plan. Okay. This is going to be the way that like you're going to be able to retire and everything. And that was attractive to me. So I would say in my prime, I had an organization of 150 and maybe like at its lowest about 120. I have personally recruited between like 15 and 20 to the company. But by the time I left EXP, I had probably 5 agents in my front line and maybe like 2 or 3 FLQA. 140 in my organization, and I didn't even have my second line open.
Yep.
So I did
Ouch.
the calculator versus, what I could have possibly made at Epic versus what I was making. I was making like 9 grand a year or something at EXP versus 189 or something that I would have potentially made at Epic. And I realized, okay, what do I want to actually focus on building up? Okay, because, and, let's look at this. I had in my prime 150-person organization, and it took me 6 years to get there at EXP. I have already built about over 20% of that back, and I've been at 50 days, 52 days at Epic.
Did you say
So
9 grand a year?
9 grand the last year is what I made in rev share.
Okay, do you want a mind-blowing stat? How many did you have in your org?
I had like 140 last year.
Okay, so my rev share was almost double that, and I had 17 people.
Mm-hmm.
Wrap
Yeah.
your head around that. You literally had 10 times, 8 times more people than I had, yet my rev share was double because it was the unlocking thing. If you didn't have it unlocked, then you weren't reaching the full potential. You had a
And
potential
here's this.
organization, you just couldn't get it unlocked.
JJ and I have talked about this before, and I know that you're the same way, Matt, is we poured into our organization, right?
Oh,
And
God,
so
yeah.
it didn't matter what level somebody was to me. I was picking up my phone if they were calling me. I was telling them where they could find information. I was making sure that they had access to whatever they needed and answered their questions and everything, and that they were taken care of. And so when I saw this model and I realized that I didn't have to be selfish and hog everybody to like my front line, and that we all could really truly collaborate together, I knew that that was going to be very special and very different.
Yeah, and I mean, you touched on it, but for yourself, Sandy, and me and Matt, it didn't matter what level they were on. It didn't matter if they were unlocked or not. You were helping everybody in your organization. And so that was, to me, one of the things I saw right away is I don't have to worry about unlocking a certain level and buffering a certain level and all that. It's straight, again, simple, straightforward, 10% of the cap that's paid to the company. And that way that you don't have to worry about that. You can just pour into everybody. But yeah, I mean, that would be a pain point because my revenue share was about the same. And again, I was at about a fifth of what you had for total organization.
Well, somebody that I talked to, he had plenty of levels opened, and then he took his eye off the ball. You want to talk about retirement plan. He took his eye off the ball and had a lot of things going on. He got sick. He was, building a house, a few different things, right? And sure enough, his front line started dwindling and his levels started, and once your levels start closing, that's like, 20 to 50 grand. That could mean like 20 to 50 grand a year difference for you. And so now we don't have that stress anymore, and we can truly focus on our organization as a whole and fucking selling real estate, like
Mhm.
what we're
Can't
meant to
forget
do.
that. Can't forget
Yes.
that.
Yeah. You got to sell real estate to have revenue share.
Yeah.
100% has to happen.
And
Which,
that is
let's
what
not
I
be
love about this
mistaken.
company is it's rewarding the actual producers, the people that are selling real estate.
And let's not forget that. Like, you can dive into revenue share, you can try to accumulate stock. But at the end of the day, we're real estate agents, realtors first and foremost. And like you said, you can't take your eye off the ball. That is the number one thing that we all have to do as real estate agents. These things that we're talking about are literally just bonuses or perks of being an Epique agent. And you either see value in that and understand it or you don't. But
Mhm.
but first and foremost, it's helping people buy and sell real estate.
And that's another thing that I love is that Epic is attracting producing agents that see this opportunity because that is the only way right now that you can acquire stock is through your closings, through your commissions at a 20% discount. You can't, it's not publicly traded. You can't buy it anywhere else. You can't buy it any way else. You can only buy it through producing.
Yep. Even as an agent, I can't write a check tomorrow and purchase stock.
Exactly.
I have to close deals.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so let's go to a pain point that you have, Sandy, that you mentioned earlier about the icon agent. Let's talk about the Power Award.
So JJ and I were joking the last time we did this because I was like, "Oh, my profile picture should be on there," and JJ's like, "How many times have you hit this?" And I'm like, "Shut up."
Wait, it should be mine then.
Yeah,
Yes, you got one more than me.
Shut up.
You do have one more than me. I am a 3-time. You're a 4-time.
Yeah, and we
These
should
get
also
heavy,
talk about
JJ.
cap deferment at some
Should
point.
we hold up our trophies?
Oh my God.
I got all of them.
Here, I got one. Hold on.
Hold on. Here we go.
Oh my God.
How about this one?
See, that's the one. Oh yeah, you got the IE Homes one.
I
Nice.
Homes trophy.
Oh my God, that's so great. I love how it says fastest.
We were
I don't know
fastest
that that's
growing
a
company.
compliment for women to read that, but
That's all right though. We all have our weaknesses.
Anyway.
But I mentioned this earlier. Production wise, I outproduced, a couple of icon agents in my market that iconed the same year, and I did not icon because my transactions didn't stack up the right way. Here it's much more straightforward to reach the Power Award level. It's 10 million in production or 24 deals in a year. And that's much more easy to be like, okay, Sandy, you either like did not get it or you did get it. Like now we can talk some serious smack, right? And what the award is you get free company stock. So it's, your cap back in stock, 15,000, 14,000, 13,000, or 1,400 shares, 1,300 shares, whichever is less. Okay. So read your ICA and make sure you understand that stock award. But the other cool thing is you get double rev share on your front line. That's the Power Award status. You don't have any cultural requirements. You don't have to spend like $2,500 to go get $2,500 in stock at any, events or anything. You don't have to do anything extra in order to earn this. And then you also get the reduced $99 a month monthly fee without having to pay the entire year up front. Did I miss anything?
No. And
Nope.
I'm going to stop the screen share because to me, I mean, again, I go to the simplicity part of things, and sorry, I've got to move some screens around here, but like there's at least 2 agents in my organization that would be power agents that are not going to be icon agents. And so again, it's straightforward. And a couple of those agents, and for Sandy, it's this way, depending on when and how you close things, you could have hit something. Again, it's very straightforward, 24 transactions. Or if you're in a higher price market, it's 10 million in sales volume. 24 transactions in Matt and I's market is not going to result in 10 million in sales volume. That's just, we're not in that type of market, right? That's 400 and some thousand per property. So I like that, again, that it's very simple. It's very straightforward. It doesn't matter when or how you do deals, it's right there. And then the double revenue share, again, is something where they're rewarding those agents who are doing business. And the culture requirement, I think Matt probably spent more than $2,500 at Vegas, but we won't talk about that.
That's because I brought my wife with me.
No, you gamble. Matt has a gambling problem, everyone. He likes casinos.
Yeah,
I do.
So
I do like casinos actually.
So again, it's something you get without, having to do anything extra. Oh, and by the way, when we talk about a conference that you have to attend, PowerCon for Epic is free to the agents. There is no charge for an agent to go to attend. We don't even have that on one of the slides.
I've never experienced that. I've never experienced like not having to pay to go to a convention.
Yep.
for my company. This is incredible.
Yes. So again, I go back to like, I like straightforward, simple things that make logical sense. And why charge agents to come to an event for the company? Why make agents have to go to an event to get extra benefits? Why make it so depending on when you did these 20 or 30 or 50 transactions, depending how they fall, you may or may not qualify for a certain award status, right? Very simple, straightforward, 24 transactions, 10 million sales volume. One of those two things makes you a power agent. So again, I appreciate that approach to make things simple versus complicated, which they can be sometimes other places.
Justin Graham, who's an Epic agent, stopped by to say hi on the live, and he said, I love me some dub rev share, because he is a power agent. So he gets to experience that.
Kudos to you,
Cheers,
Justin.
Justin.
Yeah.
You know, if we didn't have to pay for those other conferences, how are they going to pick up that bar tab at Omnia?
You know, I don't know. That there might have been quite a few drinks at Omni. Was that the name of the last club we went to?
Yeah, I think it was Omni or Omnia, something like that.
Yeah.
Probably Omni.
It was
I don't
fun.
know. It was free. It made me feel less bad when I spilled two of them all over my shirt. So
Can't take you boys anywhere.
No, you cannot. You get
I
us in
tried to
Vegas.
I
It's
tried to carry
problems.
4 drinks at once, and that was unsuccessful.
Yeah, so
Uh,
we are going to PowerCon next month in Vegas. Oh, Holly says Omnia. My bad.
Omnia.
Nailed it.
Um, we are going to PowerCon next month in Vegas, and another thing that I love about it is you must be an agent with Epic if you want a ticket to PowerCon.
Yep.
So there are agents that are like signed up on LOI, or agents that are thinking about joining Epic. Um, that's great. Would love to have you at Epic, but you can't get a ticket to PowerCon until you are an agent, an active agent at Epic.
You
So,
you can hang out by the door, and then we can
yeah.
talk to you afterwards.
Yeah, you can be a hallway jockey. We'll come say hi.
Yeah, we'll come say hi. Then we can go play
Matt,
blackjack or something.
Matt will take you to the club.
And then Holly says that she still has room at the Airbnb, 200 for the week.
Oh yeah,
There you
Holly's
go.
got like an 8-bedroom
Yeah.
Airbnb or whatever.
Yeah.
Presidential suite or something she's got going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Does that thing have a pool?
I
Does it
don't
have a
know.
pool, Holly? We'll get back to you guys. We'll let you know if this Airbnb has a pool. But yeah, it's at the Red Rock, April 22nd to the 24th. And we're all looking forward to that. And she
Yes.
says no pool. So, I mean,
Oh.
I don't know what y'all doing with your life.
And
Um,
there will be some PG video as my son Drew is going with us to video us in our group as we're there. So
A
that'll be good
highlight reel,
times.
so to speak.
A highlight reel, yeah. He'll spend less than the 3 hours to do the car wash video.
Yeah, my 1-minute car wash video took 3 hours. I just don't know what I'm doing. It's so bad. I need a VA to do it.
Yeah.
so Samantha Staskell asked a question. I'm not going to answer it on the live, but I did answer it in the chat. So, if you guys have that same question, it's answered in the chat.
Ooh, the suspense.
All
What
right,
was the
guys.
question?
So is there
Then-
another? It's just like a very specific Epic question. So it's like
Okay.
not even worth
Girl
it.
stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like all branded and stuff. Okay. So
Last slide.
more slides. This is awesome.
Last one. We're way over our time limit. All right, teams. I'm going to break this down real quick. So this slide has 3 teams. There's actually 4 teams. There's an unorganized team. There's no break on any cap or monthly fee with that. But if you want to have an unorganized team, you can. But let's talk about the 3 main teams that someone may have at Epic that has a monetary benefit to the team members and team leaders. So first you have family teams. So instead of having a domestic team where you have to be married, or a domestic partnership, family teams could be in place. So it's someone that you're related to. The benefit of that is that both team members have a $99 a month fee. So you're going to have to pay the year up front for that monthly fee. And then the $15,000 cap, which does not decline, is shared. So each of you would have a $7,500 cap, or however you looked at that. Basically, the group together has to get to 15,000. So that's a family team. And then you have the power team. So the power team is you have to have done in the last year 140 transactions or 40 million in sales volume. The benefit with that is all the team members are going to have a $99 a month fee to access the platform and all the benefits that we've talked about, obviously. But their cap is going to be $5,000 for each team member. One of the things that's really unique about Epique, and again, I think this is where they've taken a unique approach and a revolutionary approach, is to say that all the agents can be awarded Power Agent Award status. And again, it's going to be how much stock you get as far as a Power Award agent is going to be based on what your cap is, but they're able to reach that. As a team leader, you're going to have a $15,000 cap the first year, and then that's going to decline. You have $99 a month platform technology fee. You do get double revenue share on all your level one right from the start, right from the jump. And then one thing on both this and the traditional teams is you can charge whatever split you want as a team leader. It's just got to be a minimum of 5. Previous brokerages that I've been at, it was 25% was the minimum, but this one's a minimum of 5. The traditional team, which a lot of people might look at, is same benefits that we talked about as far as being able to hit Power Award, but the agents that are on your team, if you're a team leader, the agents on your team would get a cap of $10,000. They're going to be paying the $99 a month. And like I mentioned, they're going to be able to get that Power Award status. As a team leader, your cap the first year is going to be $15,000, and it does decline each year all the way down to 10. Your monthly fee is going to be $149 a month. You do have the benefit of earning the Power Award status. You can receive that, and so can your team members. And there is you don't have to do so many deals to form a team. It's not like you have to do so much production as a team before you can apply for this benefit. And then as similar to the power team, it's just a minimum of 5%. Again, you can take 10%, you can take 25%, you can take 50%, whatever it is, the benefits you're providing to your team. But again, the bottom threshold is 5%. So anything else to add to that?
Great job, JJ.
I tried to go through that quick since we're at like an hour and 40 minutes.
Holly, I wasn't paying attention, but Holly thinks you said unorganized team, but it's unofficial.
An organized team.
If you would like an unorganized team, hit up the Johannes group.
Hey, I finished my second drink, so I need a third one. It's an organized team. It's 2 different words.
The most organized ever.
I can't do that voice, otherwise I could, but so there's an unorganized team, or an organized team, not an unorganized team, and an organized team.
You're making
doesn't have any sort of financial benefit. Cut them off. Yeah. But again, one of the approaches that I think are very simple with the teams is giving teams 2 things that stood out to me. 1, as a team leader, you have a declining cap. 2, as agents, you have the benefit of, if you're on a team, you can still get awarded stock from hitting Power Agent Award. At a previous brokerage, you couldn't hit Icon if you were on a team. That wasn't an option where you're able to hit that. And so, again, providing these benefits to all the agents, I think is just something that I really appreciate that Epique is doing for all the agents.
Did we talk about how if a team member is enjoying like that reduced cap, like a $10,000 or a $5,000 for like a couple years, and then they leave the team, it's still their loyalty with the company. So 2 years on a power team, and then they flutter off on their own. Now they're at a $13,000 reduced cap because they've been with the company for 2 years.
We didn't talk about that, but that is correct. Yes. Yep.
That's really cool that they're rewarding tenure even though they were not a full cap participant, so to speak.
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Cool.
And honestly, this team structure has me thinking of starting a team. So
yeah,
hit me up.
Bring back the Clark team.
Yeah, we'll bring back the Clark team. I got the logos. I just got to change the colors.
Yep.
But for real though, there's so much more flexibility here. Like it's got me thinking of things that I could help and provide other people that want that team structure, and I don't have to feel like I'm gouging somebody at 25%. So
Exactly. And
um,
then people also, not only would they have the benefit of having you as their team leader, but then they would have Father JJ to help with tech and me to help with, like anything they need, questions with digital marketing or virtual assistants and all that type of stuff, because we have that collaborative organization as well. So
Yeah, I
cool.
mean, and that's one of the things that I think sometimes gets overlooked in this industry is the alignment of helping each other, right? So in our organization, we have different people with different skill sets where we're trying to help each other elevate their business, wherever they're at in their business and wherever they want to go in their business, right? So for me, technology is something that I can help people with, from setting up the Lofty account to doing different things. All of us bring a different skill set to help agents in our group. And that's when you the MLM part of it, I get the offhand comment of that, but when you get agents that are aligned to help each other, it helps us pour into one another when we want to see the best out of each other and help them grow their business. And so every agent in our group has different skill sets, they have different things that they can bring to the table, and that's something that we want to obviously lean into to help each other grow. So,
couldn't
and
have said it better myself.
yeah. Well, one of the things I want to talk about is, you know, one of the comments or questions that you could get from this, or one of the things that was a big holdup for me was the sustainability, right? So when we look at all these different costs, and so when Sandi brought this to me and presented it to me, which she did, my biggest hang up in question was, how is this sustainable, right? How can you offer out? I mean, we go back to that first slide, and there's like, I don't know, 10 free things that I get.
Umpteen things.
Yeah, I get
That
all
wasn't
these
even
free
everything.
things. Yeah. iHomes, Matt's like, iHomes never gave me any free things.
I
I
had
didn't
an
get
office. That was
free.
nice, I guess.
You did have
I
a
Holmes
free.
didn't give you anything and it still went under.
Or if Tim left a burrito in the fridge, that was free.
Not
Or
sustainable.
or a case of Busch Light in there. You could always have a Busch
Yes.
Light in our fridge.
Yes, that's
So
true too.
so the sustainability was one of the biggest things that I dug into and trying to understand, how is this sustainable? And the sustainability comes from the monthly fee and the transaction fee. Those are the big parts of covering these different costs. And if I go to Mr. Wash and I ask for a membership, my membership is going to be $30 or $35 a month. That is not what Epique's paying when they're covering for all these different agents, right? So their costs are much lower. And so when we look at that, that is how the company is paying for those. And when they take the monthly fee and the transaction fee, 70% of what they have for revenue, they are currently providing for agent benefits. So they're looking at adding, not taking away. They're looking at adding additional benefits because we have 30% of that revenue to spend on agent benefits. And there's going to be agent benefits coming soon. Probably won't talk about them on here, but they're going to be announced officially at PowerCon in April. But that's where that's sustainable. And I find it interesting that agents ask about sustainability, and then there's agencies and brokerages that are offering cap deferments for multiple months or multiple years. And somehow that is sustainable, but what we're is doing is not sustainable. Epique has been debt-free and profitable since agent, I think 50, is it,
Yep.
Sandi?
Hmm.
So
Yep.
we're running at a profit from the beginning. Other brokerages have not. And so when we have run the numbers and looked at, as we continue to grow that profitability, they're not extending themselves and putting these out there where we're going to be running into negative. And that, to me, was honestly, when I looked at it, the first thing I thought is, how can they provide all this? How can they do all this? But once I started digging into numbers and understanding that and looked into sustainability, that's where I was reassured with that company is providing benefits that help the agents run their day-to-day business.
They have their specific budget, and each like the benefits come from the transaction fees, the rev share comes from the revenue, and the tech comes from the monthly fee. It's very specific, and they don't go over their budget. They know what they're doing, and it was set up smart from the beginning. You know, if any other company, big cloud brokerage, EXP, tried to go out and buy every agent car wash membership, they physically could not do it. They couldn't handle it. But Epic was built that way from the very beginning to do that. I do want to touch on just what you were saying, JJ, with the cap deferment. Um, you know, Epic is offering agents, like its current agents, free tickets to PowerCon and the declining cap for loyalty based on your loyalty to the company. But like you see these other companies that aren't rewarding their current agents. They're paying for other agents that aren't with the company to like bribe them to join the company.
I'm trying.
And they're ignoring their agents that are with the company, making the company money. And it's weird to me. It's very weird to me.
That has to be an awkward dynamic, right?
Yes.
Oh, hey, I'm the new guy. Hey, what's your cap? Oh, mine's 0. Oh, I've been here
Nothing for
10.
3 years.
Yeah, oh, I've been here 10 years. I've never had a cap deferment, or I've been offered a trip, or like it's a gimmick, it's a tactic. And if you want to talk about things that are not sustainable, that's not sustainable. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
you can't consistently not take company dollar from agents. You can't do that. And if that, you know what I could equate it to? Everybody says charge what you're worth, right? Don't devalue yourself. Charge what you're worth. Well, what are you saying if you're that brokerage that's just giving out cap deferments? Are you not worth anything? Epic is
Literally begging agents to join you and paying them to join you.
absolutely. Epic is you won't if you're looking for a cap deferment, turn the stream off. You're not going
Yeah.
to find it here. It's not going to
Nope.
be
Yep.
here. But there's so much value, there's so much collaboration. Epic knows its value. There's not going to be a cap deferment. If that's the gimmick that gets you in the door, so be it. But you're not going to find that here. And I think it feels cheap to me, if I'm being completely
Mhm.
honest. It feels cheap. And you're just not going to find that here. There's
Yep.
enough value here.
Yep. And I think like we're attracting the right agents who see the vision and the opportunity instead of the right now agents, which is what those other brokerages are going after.
Yeah, I mean, I have a more long-term outlook and mindset. You know,
Mhm.
it's I'm not in this for the short haul. This is my career. This is what I like to do. But at the same time, I want to be done at some point, right? Just like we all do in whatever profession we're in. And so, you can't just be that short term. You can't just always have that short term mindset. You gotta have some kind of long term thought process with this. And that's what a cap deferment is. It is a short term. What happens next year when you're not deferred? They're just going to jump around to the next best deal. Like, I mean, you could, maybe that's a strategy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a strategy, but there's value here. So you're not going to find a captive firm. And I'm okay with that because I,
Mhm.
I think there's enough value here in services and opportunity and benefits that I'm okay with that.
Oh my gosh, my like the signs and the photos and the billboard and the social media ads and the leads. And oh my gosh, the leads, by the way, I was spending like $800 on Commissions Inc. a month, like on my own account. So I just start thinking about all that stuff, adding all of that together. And then, Lofty, when JJ talks about like his $300 a month like membership in Lofty that he gets to get rid of. And then I add that up into my, this year $15,000 cap. Like that's nothing.
Well, my cost savings, I've done some rough estimates, and my cost savings this year will be 20 to 30,000 in what I pay for Lofty, what I pay for TC. So at the end of the year last year, third and fourth quarter, I was using a TC service. I had, I'm paying for Lofty. So when I move over and I pay for pictures, like that's a 20 to $30,000 savings that I have
Mm-hmm.
right
That's
there.
wild.
Yeah. And so, I mean, going off the cap deferment, I mean, that's where it's an entry point. It's trying to get you in the door. And that's what I do appreciate. For me personally, this is just, I look at everybody's treated the same. It doesn't matter if Sandi Burnett has done $100 million in sales transactions, Matt's done, 10 million, and JJ's done $1 million in sales in the last year. It doesn't matter. Everybody
Sounds about right.
has the same opportunity, right? It doesn't matter. What's that? Sounds about right. But everybody has the same opportunity. It's not like, oh, we really would like that person to come over, so we're going to give them a cap deferment for 3 months or 6 months or 12 months or whatever it is based on their production, right? And there's no special deals or no sweet deals, or nobody has any cap deferment. And to me, that's part of what opportunity is everybody has the same opportunity. When you come to Epique or other cloud-based brokerages, but when you come to Epique, everybody has the same opportunity, right? It's not different based on what you did before you walked in the front door.
Yep. Love it.
Preach it.
Are we done? Did we do it? Did we do the thing?
We did the thing.
Cool.
We're way over. We're almost 2 hours. So
I mean, we've got good sound bites. We just need Matt to generate some great YouTube titles.
Thumbnails.
Yes.
It might be 2025 before we get those from him.
Yeah. I am not the king of efficiency with that stuff yet.
Am I crazy?
Did you like that? See, you remember it. I did something right.
I loved it. No, I absolutely loved it. Like that is a hidden talent of yours for sure.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Would you believe I used to speak on the radio? They actually let me used to do that back in the day.
I would believe it. It scares me a little, but I believe it.
8 years. 8 years.
Wow.
8 years on the radio voice.
What type of
sports?
Oh, yeah, I used to do sports play-by-play for a local radio station for high school football and basketball and baseball, volleyball, everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
So it's hard to shut me up because I used to do it solo. I could talk 3 hours all by myself, no color man. So
okay, now this is making sense.
Yeah, it's all full circle at this point, I would imagine.
Okay, we will restructure, guys. I know how to make this a 1 hour thing now.
You cut Matt
It
out
involves
of
duct tape.
We'll cut it in half for the next one.
All right, guys. Well, this was great. JJ, do you want to end the live stream?
I will end the live stream. I would say wonderful. Thank you for everyone who joined us. And until next week or next time, appreciate it.
Oh, wait, by the way, guys, if you're interested in another Epique Explained, there is another one on Thursday that we also tune into, and it's Justin Graham, Mike Blake, Doug Seeley. Just reach out to us. We've got information. We've got the link for it. But that's an actual Zoom room, Epique Explained. I don't think that they stream it.
They don't drink during it.
Yeah, completely different than this one. So, but you can get questions answered, all types of things. So just wanted to throw that out there.